Introducing NextGenXV, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north and southern hemispheres.
What a great tackle! It's not good enough.
1-2, skip a few and with the wheels.
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, NextGen15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick!
Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is NextGen15.
Hello and welcome to Shelford RFC for the Schools Cup semi-final between Finborough and Oakham. It is going to be an absolutely epic encounter here and we cannot wait to get started. Tom, I need you to mute me, I can hear everything. Oakham out onto the field here for what is now the newly branded, I should say, Continental Tyres Schools Cup. Oakham in the black, two-time champions 2002 and 2003, up against Finborough, who have brought a shed load of people. And we're just waiting for them to emerge. It gives me a chance to introduce my co-commentator today, Max Brown. Max, from Finborough, this is a very exciting day for the school, isn't it?
Massive game for the school, sort of like coming up from being the underdogs to sort of fighting schools like Oakham at the minute. Everyone's buzzing for this game. We've got lots of people here, as you can hear. Massive crowds. We've brought around 300 fans with us today. And you can hear the noise as Finborough enter the pitch now.
300 Finborough supporters. And a healthy proportion of Oakham supporters as well here, pretty much halfway between the two schools here at Shelford Rugby Club. Oakham from Rutland, Finborough from Suffolk, and Oakham are going to be in the black shirts on the right hand side of your screen, Finborough on the left hand side as we go through their team, led by Sol Moody in the front row, either side of him, Adam Harwood-Hughes and Alex Wakefield. Second row, Will Green and Austin Dennis in the back row, Sam Hutink, Harry Price, and look out for Junior Kapoku at 8. In the back line, Henry Lumley, Saracens Louis Sinclair, and outside in two more Saracens players, Toby Clinch and Lance Kruger, and in the back three, Prince Matthews, Alex Mancy and Rory Rees. On the bench, Alex Kelly, Charlie Jones and Ollie Blenkinsop. Director of Rugby, Mitchell Turner. Oakham on the right hand side of your screens, almost ready to go now, are led by fly half Ben Taylor, the Leicester Tiger, with George Hopkinson alongside him, Oliver Martin and Toby Cousins, England under-20s man in the centres, George Bland at fullback, and the Powell brothers, Fabian and Elliot, on the wings. Up front, Finley Marsh, Ed Houston and Johnny Reynolds in the front row, Felix Starkey, the co-captain in the second row alongside Harry Jones, Julius Timmons, Will McEwen and Alfie Hoyles in the back row, and we are off. Oakham receiving the kick-off.
Moody taking that first hit.
Sol Moody, the captain, Northampton Saints Academy, played in that under-18 academy final just a couple of weeks back, but Oakham in possession through Oliver Martin there in the 12 shirt. We saw Oakham.
Big hit into Wakefield, Kapoku's over the ball.
Kapoku, a man to look out for in the number 8 shirt, plays in the second row for his club, recently named in the England under-18 squad as well, but playing at number 8 for Finborough as Ben Taylor clears long. That was a real feature from the earlier game that we covered against Stoke.
Big hit from Cousins on Rees. Moody takes it in. Leg drive over the ball there.
Finborough, they'll look to play. Sinclair moving it wide, out to the left wing now. Prince Matthews had bundled into touch though, and we'll have our first set piece of the day, a line out to Oakham, and it's already an intense start to the game.
8, 8. On your mark. I'll get numbers, you get on your mark, thank you.
Just a little update to your team sheet. This is what happens when you got an expert alongside you, Max Brown, informing me that the Finborough wings are actually wearing different shirts to how we have them labelled. Prince Matthews wearing 14 and Alex Mancy wearing 11. Mancy that was bundled into touch there over on the left wing. Oakham with the line out. Send it to McEwen, the open side, and now they're into the back line, and Taylor looking for options, but it's spilled in the field.
It's gone forward. Big first scrum here. It's going to set the tone early.
Thanks, hey, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
A huge scrum, as you say.
Crouch.
Henry Lumley to put it in. George Hopkinson, the opposite scrum half, but this is all about those front rows. Steady at first. Oakham go forward, but then go to deck. Kapoku will have a reset.
Thanks.
He's a big man, Junior Kapoku, isn't he?
Your feet are a little bit
Yes.
too long. We need to
He's reminded of that constantly by commentators.
Height and balance, okay? That's all we need.
You know, his head flies quite a lot after big matches.
Well,
It was once said that he could win 99 out of 100 fights on the Academy Finals day.
the question is this one of the 99 or is this the 100th? Free kick to Finborough.
Finborough look to take this quickly. Clinch. Takes it in. Moody with the carry. Strength is unbeatable here. Sinclair. Big ground made there. Moody. Price. Howard Hughes just not finding the hands there. Gonna come back for an open ball.
Just too much weight coming through for me. Just hold our weight. Say that again, sorry.
Scrum down Oakham, then it was a free kick to Finborough at the last one. What can Oakham do from this one? They've got to stay steady.
Crouch.
0-0 so far. For those of you joining us just a few minutes late for this Continental Tyres Under-18 Schools Cup semi-final, Oakham against Finborough. Oakham in possession on the right-hand side of your screens, just about. Alfie Hoyles, the Northampton Saint, having to do a lot of tidying up there. Finborough in blue on the left-hand side of your screens. Finborough give away the penalty, stepping offside.
8 timing offside.
And Max Brown alongside me. I guess that's something that Finborough are going to have to look out for, is
For me, just time it.
containing that enthusiasm in defence and not straying offside. This is going to be a game that's built on tight margins. You don't want to give away cheap possession.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about sort of discipline, sort of setting the tone really early. And I think around the breakdown, we've sort of really got to keep our minds, not let the pressure get to us.
And there is certainly plenty of pressure out there today. One of the biggest games of the season, this. Blundell's against Trinity in the other semi-final, by the way. We saw both of their quarter-finals, absolutely fantastic games. This Schools Cup competition has been sensational this year. Sinclair hammers it downfield for Finborough, claimed by Bland for Oakham, and he looks to find a bit of space from Taylor. Taylor puts boot to ball, as he'll do so effectively throughout the game. Top quality player with the ball at his feet. And there'll be a line out in front of that pocket of Oakham substitutes. Andy Rice there, you can see in the background with that gleaming head on the side. And it'll be Ed Houston to put the ball in, and just a short break here. It looks as though Rory Rees has picked up a knock. So while we wait for that, a little story, Max, about the balls we're using today. I've noticed a bit of green and gold on them. What's going on there?
Yeah, so during the Autumn Nation Series, our strength and conditioning coach, Matt Stagg, he worked alongside the Australian national team when they were sort of touring Europe. Not the best Autumn Nation Series for Australia, I think we can both say. But
is that why they were willing to give their balls away?
I think so, yeah. But no, he picked up a few goodies for us. It's always been quite helpful in training, just to have that extra level of quality, sort of supplement our play a bit.
Okay, I'll get you a mark.
Well, and the way Finborough play, ball in hand, high possession, high intensity. A decent ball actually makes a bit of a difference. Having something to be able to grip is pretty handy.
Massive difference.
Oakham with the line out, brought safely down by Starkey. And now the ball gets going. And the ball gets really going.
Use the ball!
Oakham
Use the ball!
absolutely surging forward, goes to deck now. So they move it out towards the midfield and take it in by Oliver Martin. Round the corner come the forwards, and it's a big carry from Hoyles. Searching now for the backs. Taylor to Cousins. Came on for England under 20s in the Six Nations opening round against Scotland. The Powell brothers looking to connect here, getting an offload away from one to the other. Ball stays in field, just about does it. No, it's been spilled forward, and Finborough survive that one.
Sometimes I can't hear you, so make sure that boom comes nice and clear. Might tape it at half time. Thank you.
You can tell it's a cold day because the touch judge on this near side has got about as many layers as I have up in commentary. Cold, but so far mercifully dry.
Let's keep our balance and our patience this side, please. Thank you.
Absolutely magnificent crowd here at Shelford Rugby Club. All 4 touchlines packed out.
Crouch.
Or 2 touchlines, 2 ends,
Fine.
I suppose it is, isn't it?
Set.
That
Stay behind the
scrum's
ball.
a bit more stable. So Finborough whip it away. Bit of back play here. Sinclair releasing Kruger, and Kruger just stabbing it through, and there's a bit of space here. Oh, it's bounced up sensationally for Mancy, but it's a good covering tackle from Elliot Powell. And just a little flavour there, Max, of what Finborough can do when they get a bit of handling together.
Indeed, we've sort of been really working hard on our form, and
How
sort
many,
of
please?
just how we move the ball through the
Ball in,
backs
gents.
sort of really pays off. We've seen it against Ealing as well.
Step across.
It works as an absolute
go.
charm. And there was just a fine example of how it works.
Advantage,
Oakham
jumps
then.
across.
Their maul absolutely flew forward last time, almost too quickly. They lost their footing at the tail of it. This time they get the penalty. Finborough
Jumped
jumping
across,
across in
landed
the
on the
line
left
out.
Number 7.
Look at that stand, packed out. This is what this competition is all about.
Edge of the hush.
One booted out just beyond the 10-metre line. A chance for me to mention our
Okay, I'll have a
partners,
look, yeah. Make sure you
Limitless.
stay on that hash.
They are the kit arm to the School Blazer
Edge of the hash.
Company,
Come in.
producing some
Your
magnificent
right, left foot on the hash, please. Step across. Thank you.
kit for both on the field and pitch side, keeping us warm in commentary, that's for sure. We saw them getting a run out for Aylesbury with Aylesbury's new kit yesterday afternoon. Oakham, though, here in this semi-final, absolutely ploughing forward through them all. This looks like it's going to be a real weapon throughout the game. They release it early, though, and go to the backs. Cousins has to tidy up a bouncing ball. Now into Bland, out to Powell now. Powell one-on-one on the outside. Oh, he's dealt with brilliantly. Just about in field, is it? No, not quite. It was a huge tackle in the end by Clinch. I think it was Clinch and Kruger together, the Saracens pair, that came across on the drift. But that maul is looking like a serious weapon for Oakham.
Front.
You tend to think it might be sensible for them to try and keep it in there for a little bit longer, because they are flying forwards whenever they have it. Felix Starkey the Leicester Tiger.
Come a little bit closer. Perfect. Open it up.
Such a weapon at line-out time. Finborough have the line-out. Moody, the skipper, to launch it in. Goes to the tail and against Starkey, but they do win it. And now Moody just has a little dart round the fringe. There was a little bit of space there for him to open up into. Gets himself across halfway, and Sinclair now playing in the centres for Saracens, but at fly half for his school. So that one comes off the knee of Bland and picked up by Hopkinson from an offside position, and Finborough from a tricky position in their own half. Now with a penalty on halfway. And Max, what's the option here? Do they go for the long-range sticks effort, or do they go for the corner?
No, we sort of really pride ourselves on our sort of work up the pitch rather than just going for the points. So we'd rather much take a try over 3 points at this stage in the game.
And I'll tell you what, Louis Sinclair has just given his team the most fantastic opportunity to go for that try that you speak of, Max. An absolutely sensational kick. He's up to about 7 metres from the try line. Couldn't really have gone for anything more than that. It was a sensational kick.
It's quite incredible how quickly a game can go end to end here.
It really is. Finborough now, what's their more like? Setup's good, into the hands of Kapoku. Now they work it back to Moody at the tail, and now the legs start to pump. Oakham defending it pretty well so far, but as Finborough pop round the fringes, a bit of space, and Moody's charging towards the try line. Stopped just 5 metres short. Harwood Hughes now on the charge, but they were rolling forwards, and Oakham have the penalty.
Under pressure. Number 3's on the floor.
And the two-time champions looking for their 4th under-18 final. Escape that one. Taylor. Oh, from one sensational kick to another. Taylor takes this one beyond halfway as we look at the replay here. Wakefield with the extra roll.
You have to come in, set yourself and go up. It can't be one motion. Come in, set, then go up. Not one motion. Same line out. Set ourselves early. Here we come. Let's go. Yes, there we go. You're good.
Wearing 3 and Adam Harwood Hughes wearing 1. Finborough working their way down the left-hand side. Sinclair looked to go short, but it's a big tackle coming in. And now there's space, and Starkey is away for the first try of this semi-final. Fantastic work from Oakham. The huge tackle comes in. And it's Starkey, the Leicester Tigers second row, and the co-captain who pounces upon the loose ball. The big old fend, and I tell you what, he's got some pace for a big man, hasn't he? Felix Starkey. What a moment. And it'll be Taylor to line up the conversion, and a chance to give Oakham a 7-0 try, and Max a try out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, no, it's rugby for you.
Taylor, he's been eagle-eyed all season with the boot, and he is there, and Oakham have a 7-0 lead here in this Continental Tire Schools Cup semi-final.
Finborough will be looking to bounce back quickly here.
certainly will. Ball just spilled from the kickoff, but it was a dangerous kickoff. It'll be a scrum to Oakham. But you'd have to say it's been a pretty even start to the game, Max. It's just been a try out of nothing for Oakham, but both sides have had their opportunities in opposition territory. And it looks as though it's going to come down to fine margins.
Yeah, no, I think this game's going to come down to discipline of both sides here. So we saw how quickly a penalty can change the game and sort of how close the margins are here.
Oakham through Martin. He's doing a lot of that work in the midfield. Scrappy ball though, Bland having to try and tidy it up. Doing a good job actually, just managing to get himself on the front foot. And now a chance for Taylor to just launch this one long, straight down the middle of the field. Tidied up by Reese. And he's going to look to counter-attack, and there is a little bit of space. Reese dancing this way and that, but caught by Starkey in the end, the try scorer. Kapoku demanding the ball. Gets himself on the front foot.
Stay back.
Sinclair throws the intercept, and Oliver Martin is going to be away. 2 tries from almost nothing for Oakham. Oliver Martin, well, we mentioned him a minute ago, getting through some really hard work for Oakham, but now he steps up with the intercept. And Martin, what a moment of glory for the inside centre. It was a majestic read. Plucked it out of the air one-handed. And Oakham suddenly, out of nowhere, have a 12-0 lead. Oh, that's a moment he's never going to forget. Young Oliver Martin. Look at what it means to those boys. Taylor does what we all expected him to do and lands the extras. And Oakham have a 14-0 lead. And this game just 2 minutes ago was 0-0. A hammer blow in the early stages for Finborough, but this game is long, long from done. Sinclair goes a little deeper with this restart. But it's an early tackle from Harwood Hughes. Penalty reverse though. And these are the sort of moments on which games can hinge. Finborough 12-0 down, giving away a penalty from almost an over-enthusiasm to make up for that deficit. But Oakham, speaking out of turn, have suddenly given Finborough a chance to get straight back into this one. And the Finborough crowd beneath us recognising that as their voices go up and the chants come out. Finborough line out 5 metres from the Oakham try line. Can they respond immediately? Line out goes awry. Oakham tidy it up.
Knock on advantage. Stay on. Yes, please, 9.
Hopkinson. Box is clear. But there's a chance here for Finborough to counter. Sinclair has it, moves it wide to Reese. There's a little bit more space here. Krugers tries to tip it on, doesn't quite go to hand, so Prince Matthews has to tidy up and ends up bundled into touch. But I think what we've seen there, Max, in that passage of play is the importance if Finborough can just stay on the right side of being calm about the fact that this game has not got away from them yet. It's just 2 tries. It's 2 tries out of nothing, and if they can maintain their composure, there's a route back here.
Yeah, we're very early in the game now, sort of we can see what Finborough does when they get in space here.
In we come.
And sort of we've been working really hard on our set piece play as well, especially our line out defence.
And on a similar note, Oakham, if they can just keep their heads now,
Ball's clearly out.
have an opportunity particularly given the players at their disposal like Starkey here in possession, but more pertinently the likes of Taylor and Hopkinson, their ability to play the way around the field, have a chance to really just tighten this one up. This is schools rugby though, and tightening things up is not something we often see. That one straight into touch, and there's an attacking platform here available for Finborough.
Thank you. Step across.
And important to mention the story of Finborough. At the start of this season, those in the know knew they had a few good players on their hands, but no one could have expected a meteoric rise like this. A school from a sleepy corner of Suffolk, with not too many pupils at their disposal, battling at the very top end of the school game. It has been an absolutely stunning season. And with a good 50 minutes left to play here, there is plenty of time for them to cap it with a place in the final. Oakham, though, are not going to give up that place easily. 3 times finalists, 2 times winners. They do not want to give way for the new kids on the block. One of school rugby's greatest teams. Moody.
Leave him now, leave it!
Soft handling
Release
to
the ball,
Wakefield.
go back to his feet.
Wakefield goes rumbling on, but Oakham are over the top of it, and Oakham get the penalty. Fantastic work on the floor. Julius Timmermans played number 8 in that Stowe game on the blindside flank now, but doing a fantastic job on the floor. Is Julius Timmermans. Kick doesn't make touch though, so Kruger, the Saracen, will have a run almost up to the halfway line. Big clear out comes in. And now Wakefield, who's getting through a mountain of work. The tight head prop. Sinclair now. Clinch still going. Clinch past the 10-metre line. Oh, the leg drive, sensational from Clinch. Sinclair flat to Moody across the gain line. Good quick ball this for Finborough. Oh, it's brilliant tackling though from Cousins. There's a bit of space here for Mansi as there. Does well to stay in field. Back they come now, Harwood Hughes. Sinclair spots a bit of space, gets the offload away to Moody. Moody barreling through, Moody gets the offload away to Mansi. Mansi towards the try line, Mansi across the line.
Build-up play was fantastic there.
Alex Mansi with the score, and Finborough are right back in this one, Max.
Like I said, the game can change in a matter of minutes here. Finborough weren't out of it from the moment that Oakham scored that second try. We know how fast this game can change. Should be an easy kick for Sinclair to make it 7 on the board here. And so he does.
The defence was decent from Oakham. Cousins put in a big shot, but the interchange between Sinclair and Moody and Mansi was just sensational for Finborough. And Mansi had the pace and the strength to finish. And Sinclair with the conversion now to come. He's in no rush at all. Gets that one over. And Finborough back in. 7 points to 14 down against Oakham, and we have a proper semi-final on our hands here at Shelford Rugby Club. Taylor, oh, it's a brilliant restart. Cousins gets up there, but Clinch with great footwork to evade the tackle. Moody, another of these Finborough forwards, is getting through a mountain of work.
Never on the ball, hands away!
Sinclair's going to put boot to ball. Bland has it now, feeds Taylor. Taylor, no space for him to kick. So he has to take this one himself and does really well.
Tackle there,
despite the pressures coming through on him.
Knees to floor.
To buy a bit of time for support to get up with him. Starkey already scored a try and had a massive carry and has a big carry there as well. Taylor now out the back to Bland. Bland just stabs this one through. Taylor and Cousins with a bit of miscommunication there. Ball is spilled. And it'll be a scrum Finborough.
There you go, just knock on into the man in front.
Just an update for you. Charlie Jones has replaced Rory Rees.
There he is.
He's come onto the wing now. That Rory Rees took a big hit early on. He's just feeling the effects of it now.
Charlie Jones on then in the back line. Tough one for Rory Rees.
Crouch.
Charlie Jones only 15 years old.
Fine.
Playing first 15 rugby for Finborough.
Set.
That is pretty cool experience for the young man, isn't it? And his side have a penalty at the scrum. Sinclair, Kapoku and Moody just having a little chat about what to do here.
Going for it.
Sinclair, yeah, going for the sticks. And Max, is that a sign of the sort of game we're in? We came into this one, we even spoke earlier about the fact that Finborough's natural instinct is to go for the corner, but we're not in that kind of game, are we?
I think, again, this game is going to come down to its fine margins here, and sort of 3 points on the board is something. So Finborough are going to take what they can get here.
Make sure we stay behind.
We just hope Oakham keep giving us these penalties here. Dead silence here at Shelford as Sinclair lines up to take this kick.
You could hear a pin drop here. Sinclair eyes this one up. 42 metres out. This to bring things to 4 points. It's got the distance. Has it got the direction?
Just wide.
Just to the left-hand side. We'll restart with the 22 to Oakham. Just need to tidy things up a little bit.
Stay behind.
Couple of errors creeping in. Ball across the halfway line with that restart. Finborough. To the new man, Charlie Jones. Moody now. To Wakefield. Those two have done so much already. Sinclair out the back to Kruger. Kruger, oh, that's neat footwork there for Austin Dennis, the second row.
Ball's still alive.
Ball drifts out into touch. We'll have an Oakham line out.
Thank you.
Felix Starkey has been the target for most line outs so far. Will be the target here. Starkey is the target again, goes to the front, and now they set that maul up again, and already it's surging forward.
Breakaway, use it three, breakaway.
Such a
use
weapon for the Rutland side. Ball just goes astray, but Powell tidies up. Gets himself to ground as well, and no release from Moody means it's a penalty for Oakham. It looks to me as though Seb Fernandez-Smith has come on for Oakham in the number 16 shirt. Got a bit of game time for Leicester Tigers earlier in the season in the Under 18 Academy League. He has indeed, in the camouflage scrum cap, Seb Fernandez-Smith.
Edge of the hash, please. Let's just be mindful of
Half-game rule in operation, of course, so not
bit
unusual to see a few early substitutions.
They need to have some access to the ball. Equally, you've got players in front we need to look at.
And a chance again for Oakham to get that maul going. They go to the tail this time. Starkey rips and then pops it off to Finley Marsh. Marsh into contact. But it's a penalty, and it's taken quickly by Sinclair. Knocks the ball up and over our commentary position, in fact. I think our cameramen are looking quite happy that that one's not slapped them in the face. They've experienced that a couple of times. Top work on the floor there from Finborough. Crucial moment as well. The maul goes on the go and they release it quickly. They might have had a chance to make some ground going forward through that maul, but instead they go through clinch for a bit of movement and up across the halfway line. But now Oakham looking for the maul, and they've caught the maul. Referee's called it, and it'll be the scrum on halfway for Oakham.
Clearly held up.
I almost think there,
Jens,
Max, Oakham had stuck 2 jumpers up in the line out, and when Finborough brought it down, they already had the plan in mind to go wide, but actually there was no one defending that maul. They could have eaten up 5-10 metres.
Yeah, no, we've sort of looked at footage of Oakham play quite a bit now, and sort of we've sort of noticed they set quite narrow.
Crouch.
We've sort of been, as you can see, been able to utilise that going through the space here with clinch and players like Kruger.
Schoolboy Rugby, eh? The analysis has come on leaps and bounds since the days of many of you watching. This the first semi-final, the big weekend of semi-finals in the Schools Cup, and the first of a big weekend of coverage here on Next Gen 15. Tomorrow we're off to Warwick for the under-16s tournament at the Warwick Sevens. That's going to be a fantastic day. And then on Sunday it's up to Birkenhead Park Rugby Club, where we will be live streaming all of the action from the main pitch at the North of England School Sevens. Sedbergh School, the champions last year, and they'll be up first on our screens. 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Knockout games begin at 1:40 p.m.
Keep our balance this side, please.
And it's non-stop from there as well.
Crouch.
Tuesday,
Bind.
we've got some netball for you coming from Cheltenham College against Malvern College. Charity netball game there. On Wednesday we've got a bit of football. Gordon's against RGS Guildford. And we've also got the Edwin Dorr and Surrey Schools Senior Sevens on Wednesday. That is going to be very, very special
He's going
indeed.
down, but this player's always upright.
And then on Saturday, it's off to St Joseph's College in Ipswich for a bit of under-11s rugby. It's all going on here at Next Gen 15, but more importantly, here on the pitch, in this continental tie as Under-18 Schools Cup semi-final, it is Oakham 14, Finborough 7, Oakham with a line-out and a chance to push for that third try. Starkey brings it down, they set up the maul. Such a weapon all day it's been. Finborough dealing with this one pretty nicely though, so they drop it short. Oakham playing with advantage now, not rolling away from Finborough. Taylor goes wide with a crossfield kick. Powell, Fabian Powell can't quite get there, just a bit too much on it.
You landed the wrong side, you got to roll. So
we'll come back for the penalty. And a decision here for Oakham about what to do. That maul has been so reliable, but for the first time Finborough dealt with it really well. Oakham confident perhaps that it was a one-off though, because they're going back to the corner.
Thank you. Here's yours.
Oakham line out. Starkey, naturally the target. Now the maul forms around him. But again, it's a good response from Finborough. But Oakham break round the right-hand side. They're surging forward now. Goes to deck. Are they across the line? They are. Oakham with their third try of the game. And it comes from that route that we've seen so much pain inflicted through the maul. And it's the hooker Ed Houston that got himself across the try line on the tail of that maul. But Max, that maul has been a weapon. It's been coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, you can see it's sort of working for them. We've not quite found a way to counter that yet. I'm sure we've got lots to come.
Fantastic work at the set piece from Oakham, and that man Ed Houston getting himself across the try line. It's a privileged place to be, isn't it? Hooker on the back of a maul that is going forward. Just asked Jamie George, enjoyed himself a couple of weeks ago against Italy from that very position, didn't he? Taylor with the conversion. And that is an absolute beauty from the Leicester Tiger. And what a way for Oakham to go into the half-time break. 21 points to 7 they lead against Finborough. It has been a tense and intense half of rugby. 2 tries from nothing for Oakham, a response from Finborough, but Oakham close out the half with their 3rd try of the game, and they lead at the half-time break, 21 points to 7. And Max will take a look at the tries here. This first one, it's a big shot from Oliver Martin, and then it's the big man, Felix Starkey, that goes charging home.
He's an absolute mammoth. He's a big lad.
Starkey is an absolute beast in that second row. But with the pace of a sprightly young thing as well. And the second, well, it was another try from just absolutely nothing, and it was that man Martin that had the big impact again. Coming through for the intercept, one-handed, an all or nothing play from Martin, but he had it read from yards away. And a huge moment for him. Finborough did well though, they didn't panic, kept their composure, and found a way back into the game. And look at this for a try of intricacy. Sinclair with a lovely offload off the deck. Moody, who's just been such a presence, and gives it off to Mansia. And Max, that's the sort of rugby that we've been used to seeing from Finborough all year, isn't it?
Yeah, no, so all throughout, sort of, we've had some big players, but team tries are our sort of specialty. We involve as many people as we can, and we can see it goes all the way through the back line with some of our tries, and they just look spectacular.
They certainly do, but I'll tell you what, one of the most spectacular things of this entire game has been that Oakham maul. Time and time again, it is absolutely surge forward, and surge forward to earn points in that final play of the half. Ed Houston crashing over at the back of it, and Ben Taylor with his 3rd conversion from 3 to leave the half-time scores. Finborough 7, Oakham 21 in this under-18 Continental Tires Schools Cup semi-final.
Introducing NextGenXV, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north, southern hemispheres.
Oh, it's a great tackle! It's not good enough!
1-2, skip a few and with the wheels.
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, NextGen15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick.
Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is NextGen15.
We've got bags and bags of it.
My hand.
So I'll tell you what, mate, if you want, pop it.
Yeah.
35. Oh, like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Join us again for the second half here at Shelford Rugby Club for this Continental Ties Under-18 Schools Cup semi-final. Oakham playing from left to right in black, lead Finborough on the right-hand side of your screens, 21 points to 7. It has been a massive first half, and we have a massive second half ahead of us. And as Sinclair thumps it clear for Finborough, Oakham will have a line out and a chance to set up that maul that was such a weapon in the first half. And Max,
Make sure you come a bit closer.
what can Finborough do about that maul? Do they just have to find a way of being able to shift it towards the touchline?
Yeah, I think that is just going to be the case. Oh, that line out's going to stray there from Oakham.
Lock on in front.
Well, the best way to stop the maul is never to let the maul happen. Line out doesn't go straight. Finborough then end up with the penalty as Oakham come offside. And Sinclair gets that one just between the 10-metre line and the 22 and sets up a chance for his team to have an attack.
Here we go, gents.
Kapoku just taking charge of those line outs there.
How many, please?
Ollie Blenkinsop has replaced Prince Matthews on the wing. See on the far side.
You in or out? In, yeah? Thank you.
And Alexander Kelly has come into the second row. Oh no, he's...
Finborough ringing the changes then. Line out, overshoots to Will McHugh, sorry, to Julius Timmermans rather. At the tail of that Oakham line out, now it's the try scorer, Houston, carrying it in. Taylor feeding Clinch, we've not seen much of him, but now we are, not Clinch rather, Cousins. Toby Cousins with his first real foray of the game. Now Starkey up across the 10-metre line. Taylor fires that one short. Oh, it's a brilliant pickup from Timmermans. Off his bootlaces from the big back rower. Bland plays scrum half, feeds McEwen. Starkey carrying again. The co-captain working so hard for his team. Fernandez Smith now, who came on early in that first half. Getting his ball on, hands on the ball twice.
I release 3.
I thought Fernandez Smith was getting his hands on the ball a lot, and the reason is because there's 2 16s on the field for Oakham. As free goes Hopkinson. Hopkinson for the 4th try. Oh, George Hopkinson, he's going to remember that. Hoisted aloft by his teammates. The try that every scrum half dreams of. And George Hopkinson has just scored an absolute beauty. A hint of a dummy and a bit of a space on the fringe, and he runs in unopposed. A perfect start to the second half for Oakham. And look at that from Hopkinson. Well, they know a thing or two about decent scrum halves at Oakham. Jack Van Portvliet only left the school a couple of years ago. And in George Hopkinson, they've got a scrum half who has just made a massive statement. Taylor, of course, lands the conversion. And Oakham have a 28 points to 7 lead. And to tidy up what I was going on about before that try, Oakham have got 2 16s on the field, George Woods and Seb Fernandez Smith. So we will try and keep you abreast of who's who and what's what. Fernandez Smith wearing the camouflage scrum hat. That's the way to tell them apart. Hopkinson to Starkey. And Oakham really do have their tails up now, but Kapoku is not going to let this game peter out. Big tackle from him, and there's still half an hour to go. There is time yet, and a scrum for Finborough to launch something from. I've just noticed Junior Kapoku's got pink boots on. That's a statement and a half.
It is, yeah. As you can imagine, Kapoku's not afraid of much. He loves a scrum.
I was going to say in my day you'd get a bit of stick if you didn't wear black boots, but I'm not sure I'd be telling Kapoku that his pink boots are off.
Set.
No, he's a big fella.
Ball to the tail. Sinclair takes it to the line. Oh, that's lovely rugby. And now there's a bit of space here on the left-hand side. Foot in touch though.
Thank you. Here's yours. To the left of me.
Finborough so keen to play and find that space on the edge. But at that time, the edge finding them rather faster than they thought it might. Starkey, what a reliable option he's been, and this more gets charging again, but it's been slowed up by Finborough. Fantastic work. So Oakham have to move the ball in field, and it is the tireless Oliver Martin who takes it into contact. Oh my word, he's got through a body of work today. Short they go, big tackle from Moody. Players on both sides have put a real shift in today. Cousins has another little dabble. This time he's tackled well. McEwen now takes it in. Taylor almost picked off on the intercept. Martin though now tidies things up, stabs that one forward. It's going to run into touch, but a little hint of a chance there for Finborough. This game far from over yet.
Not now.
Sol Moody to throw into the line out, the captain. And he's had a captain's performance today. Finborough looking to play intricate stuff, but it's a good decision from Clinch to hold on to that one. The Oakham defence came charging up. Penalty to Oakham, and it's the new man George Wood that gets over the ball.
Isolated. Eventually we got it.
Well, I think we all know what they're going to do here. Surely Taylor's going to put this in the corner and say, go on lads, have them all. And just as I say that, they of course point at the post. I should know better by now than to say things.
I'll keep watching. I didn't see a clear picture.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is how we know that we're in a semi-final. 3 tries clear, and Oakham still looking to just build that scoreline. They know there's a lot of time left on the clock here, and they know the threat that Finborough pose with the ball in hand. We saw that through the Mancy try. Taylor, well, he was just never going to miss, was he? Ben Taylor, the co-captain, is just Mr. Reliable with the boot. He was the difference when they ended Stowe's campaign in this tournament, and his boot has been majestic again today. But a big tackle coming in from Finborough, and it allows the ball to squirt loose and into the hands of Moody. Moody, who just refuses to be put down. Sinclair has to go himself as the Oakham defence is up fast. Kapoku now on the charge, makes ground. And a penalty as Finborough don't roll away, and they go quickly now. Clinch. His footwork has been so good all day. Beaten the first defender countless times. Wakefield now. On to Kapoku, and it's good ball here. Sinclair gets the offload away to Kruger. Kruger up across the 5 metre line. Kruger across the try line. Kruger with the finish. And Finborough are not down, and they are not out. They are still in this, and they are still fighting. Kapoku with the big carry. And it was good, quick ball. Sinclair took one defender out, and then look at this from Kruger. Max, what a try.
Like I said, ball in hand, Finborough are unbeatable. This carry from Kapoku, that extra just couple of centimetres there, it's all it takes. And this carry from Sinclair, lovely offload there, and a massive leg drive for Kruger.
That is just all fight, all heart, and all determination from Lance Kruger, the Saracen centre, dragging himself across the line and dragging his team with him. And now Sinclair with a chance just to narrow that gap a little more. Conversion started on track but just drifted to the left hand side. 31 points to 12 behind then Finborough, but demonstrating there that they are far from down and out in this Continental Tires Schools Cup semi-final. Oakham, well, their job now is just to stay calm and remember they have built a strong lead here. All they've got to do is play with calm heads and they can see themselves home. Bland takes that one in the backfield, gives it to Taylor. Taylor puts boot to ball. There's plenty of height on that one. It's going to drop perfectly just outside the 22. Sinclair does well though, tidies up and finds a bit of space, and the 50-22 is on. The bounce took it in field rather than towards the corner though, so Bland has time to go and rescue that. Keeps it in field, but it's just spilled by Lumley.
Then the ball went forward. Hold the mark.
We'll come back for a scrum just short of the halfway line. Pretty much where Junior Kapoku is standing there.
The ball went backwards and the ball bounced forwards, but then you kicked it directly.
I think the referee, yeah, I did think it was just short of the halfway line. I was going to say the referee's maybe going to use the halfway line. Well, not a knock-on, according to the referee. Crouch. But kick straight out and dead, so we'll come back for the scrum anyway.
Fine.
Either way, net result is we have what was supposed to happen, which is a scrum Oakham, just shy of the halfway line. Boyles to Hopkinson. He's got his tail up after that try and stabs it through, and Finborough doing some tidying up. Oakham
Seven's the wrong side.
rolling away in the tackle though, so Finborough have a penalty.
Seven's the wrong side.
And these little moments, Max, are the ones that the boys from Suffolk are going to be holding on to.
Indeed, yeah, we're just going to try and take our chances with as much as we can with the penalties here. See Blenkinsop just fending off Hopkinson there. Ben Simpson recognising.
You're good, but Seven's in the way.
Line out on halfway. Overthrown though, and Oakham tidy up.
Oh,
Drew Timmermans thumped backwards by Kapoku.
Oh,
Cousins.
shot.
Oh, it's glorious. Glorious handling from Oakham. They stab the ball forward. Finborough go quickly with the line out though.
One.
Determined to keep this game going, and it's a huge kick just short of a 50-22. There's suddenly a little feeling of momentum here off the back of that kick. It was glorious, glorious tackling that from Kapoku. Absolutely thunderous. Oakham found a bit of space though, but the quick line out from Finborough and a thumping kick downfield.
Stop. Step across.
For an Oakham
Step across. Keep
line
going.
out, as the referee just
And
reminds
again.
everyone, because
Thank
the
you.
line out's actually just outside the 22, not a 50-22. Starkey, Mr. Reliable in the second row, gets that one down, and the big ball gets rumbling forward for Oakham. And they're going to just keep this one in there because they've made a good 8 or 9 metres already, and they're moving up towards the 10-metre line now. This one charging forward. Starkey decides to break clear, runs into Moody. Not the man you want to be running into. But they get the ball back. Martin, an ever-willing carrier, fighting and scrapping his way across the gain line. Now Starkey again will have another go. Those two have just carried time and time again for Oakham today. Hoyles now. Taylor takes that one above his head, finds a little half gap though, gets the ball away to Cousins. Oh, Cousins to Powell, that's lovely. But it's a lovely tackle from Finborough as well. Sol Moody, the captain, I don't know what he's doing out on that right touchline, but he's making tackles.
Step across. One more. Thank you very much, sir. All good. Thank you.
You can feel the energy, can't you, what it means to both these sets of players.
Indeed, yeah. Kapoku's just reassuring his players here, making sure this line out goes perfectly. 'Cause like I said, when we get in that space, we utilise it with full force.
Moody. Line out pinched by George Wood.
Tackle
I think
now!
it was.
Everyone's on their feet.
Hopkinson has a little dart down the left-hand side, but it's another thumping tackle into touch from Finborough,
No
who
one
go
has just
quick.
passed
The
you the ball,
referee,
unfortunately.
I think, says the line-out was formed.
Less of that, okay? Less of that. Step across. Step across, one more. Thank you.
Price just putting that hit on
4.
Oakham's outside man there.
Look, you're too busy worrying about them, but you
Price.
take a step back, okay? Thank you.
Back row man for Finborough. Tackling like an old-school back rower as well. Takes the line out as well.
It's outside here. Option.
It's not straight. Oakham have a scrum. 18 minutes left.
Yeah, okay, I'll watch it, but you've got to chuck it in straight to start.
19
Gotta get it down
points
the tunnel, eh?
difference between the two sides.
Crouch. Behind. Set.
It's a big scrum from Finborough, but Oakham get it back, and Taylor goes out the back to Powell.
Nice
Powell
goal.
has Clinch all over him though. And now
Everyone's
Clinch
on their
goes
feet.
flying through the ruck as well, and the
Easy out,
counter ruck
easy
is
out.
joined by Kapoku. And Oakham forced him to give away the penalty as they put their hands in to try and tidy that one up. Massive from Clinch, massive from Kapoku. Finborough refusing to go away here in this semi-final.
Edge of the line. Edge of the line, please.
Well, Blundell's and Trinity are playing in the other semi-final, and they
Yes,
will
please.
be watching this, knowing that whoever progresses, they are going to be in for one hell of a final on Thursday, the 16th of March at Twickenham Stadium. I should warn you, by the way, there's a train strike that day, so if you're heading to the final, go by car. Finborough Mall in the hands of Moody, and they're playing with advantage. That ball was brought to ground illegally. So Sinclair just stabs this one over the top. There's a bit of space there. Can Oakham tidy it up? Just about. Can they? Bland just manages
No advantage, we come
to
back.
sort it out. So we'll come back for the penalty just about here on the 22, I think. Kapoku wants to go quick, but he's not going to be allowed to because that's a
Free,
different
collapse.
ball.
Thank you, mate, thank you.
So Sinclair is going to stab this one into the corner.
On the line. Say that again.
And a chance, and a big chance for Finborough here for their third try. And to turn this comeback from a probably not into a maybe. Kapoku has the ball. Now Moody, and they're off to the try line. But they've run into their own man. Oakham defending that maul really cleverly.
Back, and then there's players in front, it's accidental offside. Scrum, just a scrum.
It'll be an Oakham scrum. Accidental offside from Finborough. As we watch this one again, Oakham just didn't engage. So as soon as that ball is passed back, all of the players in front of it for Finborough are offside. That is exceptionally good defence from Oakham. An exceptionally brave defence as well on their own try line. To pull that takes real bravery.
Set.
And real cohesion as well. Everyone has to be on the same page not to engage. And they completely escape as Hopkinson stabs that one forward. Kruger lurking in the backfield. Looks as though he's moved to fullback. And try scorer.
By who?
Come flying through the ruck, but illegally so.
Played on the floor by 4.
So another penalty, Finborough. You feel, Max, they've got to take advantage of one of these opportunities if they're going to make this comeback stick.
Definitely, this is going to be a big line out here. Didn't quite utilise the last one we had just down there. Going to be looking to move forward with this one. Kapoku again, just bringing in his line-out team. Getting everything straight here.
At Six Nations level, the referees are trying to crack down on these huddles. Not so in the Continental Tire Schools Cup.
No more.
Moody. Overthrown slightly. They went ambitious to the tail, but it's tidied up by Clinch. A slightly unorthodox tackle comes in, but Finborough still have the ball in hand. Sinclair, big wide pass out to the try scorer Mancy, one-on-one. Dealt with well by McEwen. Finborough still have the ball though. Wakefield, big carry from the prop. Now his mate Harwood Hughes, another good carry.
Hands out, leave it off the feet.
Sinclair's happy for his forwards to have this, lurking behind the ruck throughout this passage of play, just waiting for one to pounce off. Now this could be it. Sinclair out the back to Clinch. Clinch takes it on himself, still going as Clinch. Clinch up to the try line, he's going to be held up, is he? No, he's got it down. Toby Clinch. And it's another try of real determination from a Finborough centre. This time Clinch, I thought he'd been held up, but he had the power and he had the wherewithal to get the ball down. And Max, to all intents and purposes, he looked dealt with, but he's found a way through sheer determination to get across the line.
He did. Toby Clinch has now scored in every match we've played this season, and you can see sort of the sheer power he takes into that rucks there.
That is some record from Toby Clinch, a try in every game.
Saracen's top try scorer in the Under-18s Academy League this season as well.
What a threat Clinch is. Can his mate Sinclair land the touchline conversion? He's given it a good go. He's given it a very good go. Louis Sinclair brings the scores to 31 points to 19. Oakham still lead, but the momentum now with Finborough. 10 minutes left to go. 12 points the difference between the two teams. Game on.
Finborough really looking to bounce back here from this restart.
Taylor perhaps sensibly goes long, asking Finborough to play it out from deep inside their own territory. Lumley sends the kick back. Taylor is just going to do the same again. He is just going to ask and ask and ask of Finborough to run it from in their own half. Lumley scragged there, but does well to get the ball away. Charlie Jones takes that one in. Now Moody, oh, that's good handling to Sinclair. Sinclair now feeds it into the midfield.
Tackle out!
Sinclair stabs this one through. Finds a bit of grasp, but Taylor inevitably is there to tidy up. And now he fires a kick through. And it's a good kick as well. Rumbling up towards the touchline. Finborough do well to keep that one in field.
7!
Big click to Bland. Fielded by Mancy. Now Mancy looks for a bit of space. Oh, finds a bit of space. This one going to roll, stays in field so Taylor can get back. Taylor clears to touch. Finds a phenomenal touch from that angle, it has to be said. Almost no right to get that far up the field. And I don't know if this is coming across on your TV screens, but the atmosphere here at Shelford Rugby Club is going through the roof. Hundreds and hundreds of supporters from both sides urging their sides towards victory. We are being treated to one of the great semi-finals in this historic competition. Two schools of such contrasting histories. Finborough aiming for a first ever final at national level. The school that's come from almost nowhere.
Fine.
And then Oakham, the school with such a rich history in this competition. Champions in 2002 and 2003, finalists in 2011. Which way is it going to go? Cousins on the attack for Oakham. They lead 31 points to 19, but it is on a knife edge now as Taylor just stabs that one through. And I think over the course of the next 7 or 8 minutes left in this game, we are going to see a lot of Ben Taylor just putting this ball as far away from the Oakham try line as he possibly can.
Use the line.
Moody's line out is poached though. Oakham have the ball. Starkey. Now Houston, the try scorer.
Do you want me to stop the game?
Right at the end of the first half, that try. Cousins.
Stop there. Time off.
That ball just spilled.
Go take your players away, please.
And the referee's just going to
Players away.
have a little pause
Take players away.
for a chat with his touch judge.
Players away.
Yeah, I think it was a hit on Kapoku there that
Okay, come to me.
touch judge just wants to have a word with Benson and hear about.
And while those two have a chat, I'll have a chat with you about Limitless, our kit partners. Limitless are the kit supplying arm of School Blazer. And they've been providing us here at NextGen15 with some fantastic warm kit to keep us all warm, and providing schools all around the country with fantastic playing shirts. As that penalty is reversed, penalty is given rather to Finborough. Clearing too far beyond the ruck, and Sinclair, well, he's not going to go for touch. He's going to hang this one over Powell. Powell does well to give that one to Cousins. Cousins, oh, it's great work from Will Green just to cling on to the coattails of Toby Cousins, the England man. Loose ball, but it's tidied up by who else? Oliver Martin. What a game he's had. Taylor now moves it wide. There's a little bit of space here for Oakham if they can just get that one away. Not quite. It's a good tackle from Harry Price. Oakham on the attack though. Can they end this comeback with an exclamation mark of their own? Bland running the short line. Left they go, Starkey. What an option he's been all afternoon. Houston, likewise. Cousins. Ball just spilled loose, but it's tidied up by his mate. Oakham go again, and they are prepared to just run through the phases here. Hopkinson to Cousins. Cousins through the middle. Cousins finds a bit of space. Gets the offload away. Oh, to McEwen. That's brilliant from Cousins. And now a chance here for Oakham. Hoyles goes close. And across the line they go. Alfie Hoyles. Well, that might just be that. Oakham with their 5th try of the game. It was patient, and then it was brilliant. The half break from Cousins, the offload to McEwen. McEwen went down, but they had fast ball into the hands of Alfie Hoyles, the Northampton Saints man, and Hoyles, with that massive leg drive, just gets himself across the try line. So we see it here. McEwen goes to ground, and it's just quick ball, and then Hoyles has just got too much power. Alfie Hoyles with a 5th try for Oakham, and with just 4 minutes left to go in the Ben Taylor conversion to come, I think we can safely say now that Oakham are going to be going to their 4th Under-18 Continental Tires Schools Cup final. Taylor, as he has done all day, bangs that one over. 38 points to 19, the lead now. 3.5 minutes left to go. That final, as I said. In just under 2 weeks' time, Thursday the 16th of March, rather, at Twickenham Stadium.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Hopkinson with the box kick. Doesn't go too far. And it's an accidental offside, though.
7's offside.
Oakham will have possession and have a penalty. And they are surely going to just stick in the corner and eat up as much of the clock as they can. 2.5 minutes left to go. They lead by 19 points.
Line. On the line, okay? Step across.
A magnificent achievement from the Rutland school. Unbeaten this season. They have been utterly sensational.
Three hasn't changed.
Since way back in early September. And they're going to crown it with an appearance at Twickenham. Ball spilled by Starkey.
Hands out now. Outside. Onside.
So Finborough with a chance to launch something. Sol Moody
Okay.
carrying
Scrum
through.
advantage.
He has got through an absolute mountain of work for skipper, given everything for his side. Sinclair to clinch. Being much like his skipper, has put his heart and soul into this one. Ball is spilled by Finborough though. We'll have a scrum. Oakham ball. And while it may not be the final they dreamed of, nothing, absolutely nothing, should take away from the achievement of Finborough in even being in this semi-final.
Crouch!
A school I'm sure many across the country hadn't even heard of before the start of the season. Well, you've heard of them now. They have been fantastic, but so too have Oakham. Hopkinson boots the ball off the field, and Oakham are going to Twickenham for the 4th time. They are gunning for a 3rd title. They've won this semi-final, 38 points to 19 against Finborough. 2 early tries out of almost nowhere, and then a performance of real control and power as the game wore on. Heartbreak for Finborough, but as I was saying before, nothing at all should take away from the immense achievement that they've had throughout the season and in being in this semi-final. But Oakham are a team that are relentless, unbeaten this season, and with 1 game left, and what a game. Twickenham in the Schools Cup, the Continental Tires Schools Cup final. And Max, what a game that was.
Yeah, what a game of rugby. Sort of heartbreak for the boys. I know it's going to be a massive hit on them, but nothing, absolutely nothing can take away from the achievement of all of these boys in the squad. Everyone has played their absolute hearts out this season. So this is a massive, massive victory in itself for the school to come to this stage of a national competition, being the underdogs coming through the stages. Especially with our season last year, we won 2 out of 7 games. Coming through this year, this is the first game that Finborough have lost. Sort of, what an achievement.
An absolutely outstanding achievement from those boys there in blue, and in being here and in performing as well as they did. 19 points the difference looks like a big scoreline, but it was a far tighter game than that. But Oakham, you can just see drifting off to the right hand side of your screens there, we're relentless, we're clinical, and we're oh so good. Oliver Martin in the centres, just sensational. It was him really that created those tries early on out of nothing. His big tackle forcing the turnover for Starkey to run home, and then his intercept to make it 14-0. Really put Oakham on the front foot, and it was from that position that they just never released their foot off the gas. They were just too far away for Finborough to chase down. And then that moment of magic from Hopkinson in the second half was just glorious to see. The highlight of the game in many ways. And Oakham, well, we've seen the likes of Tom Croft in finals. We've seen Alex Good strut his stuff in big Schools Cup games. Now the latest crop, the Toby Cousins, the Ben Taylors, the Felix Starkeys of this world, not to mention the rest of the squad, are going to have their chance for a big day out at Twickenham. Undefeated. And
You could
who
not
would put it past them?
You could not fault get my words right. You could not fault Oakham's performance today. Brilliant side, sort of. We knew they were going to be tough coming into this challenge, but I think the boys played their heart out, and it sort of, and they left it all on the pitch today.
And so Blundell and Trinity are up next in the semi-finals. this weekend. Both of them no doubt will have watched this and will know what they'll be up against should they win that semi-final. Oakham have the luxury of a couple days more rest as they build towards that final. As we look back through the highlights of the game, and there's that big tackle from Martin that I was talking about that allowed Starkey, the absolute giant in the second row. What a beast he was today for Oakham. That was the opening score, and it was Oliver Martin that was the influential figure again for the second try, claiming that intercept. As in the background behind us, Finborough walk past a throng of their supporters. Heartbreak for the players, but the crowd showing their pride no end, and no wonder with tries like this that narrowed the gap down to 14 points to 7 as Alex Mancy went flying over for what was one of the highlights of the game there. But in the final play of the first half, Oakham really created the gap that was probably the one that made us all feel it was close to unassailable as they thumped over from that pile driver of a maul, and Ed Houston getting the try. This though, the pick of the bunch, Hopkinson following the footsteps of the likes of Jack Van Portley for a glorious scrum half try right in front of the Oakham support as well. For just a few moments though, the comeback felt like it might be on for Finborough, and it was two similar tries actually that closed the gap up. First Kruger battling his way across the try line, and then just a few moments later his mate in the centres clinch with almost a carbon copy, absolutely driving his way across the try line. And at that point, with the scores at 31-19, it felt as though there was just a hint of a chance, but Oakham shut that door through Alfie Hoyles, the number 8, crashing over for their 5th try of the game and sealing that 4th final at Twickenham Stadium in a couple of weeks' time as they line up for the obligatory photographs to finish things up. Had a magnificent afternoon here at Shelford Rugby Club. Max, thank you so much for joining. Heartbreak for you and your team, but overall a fantastic occasion.
Indeed, indeed.
And all that remains then is to say thank you very much for watching, and to remind you to tune in again over the course of the weekend. Tomorrow over at Warwick School for their Sevens tournament, and in particular the under-16s, and then on Sunday up at Birkenhead Park Rugby Club for the North of England School Sevens, one of the flagship events on the school's calendar. It is going to be a huge weekend followed by a massive week of coverage here at NextGen15, but here at Shelford Rugby Club it's all finished up in the under-18 Continental Tires Schools Cup semi-final. Oakham 38, Finborough 19. Oakham are going to Twickenham.
Introducing NextGen15, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north and southern hemispheres.
What a great tackle! It's not good enough.
1-2, skip a few and with the wheels.
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, NextGen15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick.
Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is NextGen15.